So week 1 in Arkansas was very busy. It started with each player playing ghost pool. So each player had different stroke issues they needed to address. Tony had a common problem. His bridge would sometimes move whenever he shot, and this was caused by him not having a stable bridge. Also, all three players needed to smooth out their strokes. They all had similar problems in that they would grip the cue too tightly during the stroking motion. So one problem a lot of people have is when they shoot a ball, as soon as the tip makes contact with the cue ball, everything tightens up. And then you kind of get this sometimes. Sometimes you go through it, and sometimes you stop up here. Your tip comes up here. That just means you're grabbing onto the cue. As soon as it makes contact, you're tightening up. What happens is when you start doing that, sometimes you'll tighten up before it hits the cue. That's when things fall apart. So what we got to get you to do, we got to get you to follow through all the way like this. I then made some corrections in their stances. Both Justin and Tony had a habit of keeping both of their feet near the shooting line. I had them add some separation to their legs to make their stance more stable. So there's separation. Before when you were shooting, you were kind of like this.
Right.
And it was kind of like this, and you were a little bit off balance.
Yeah, I can feel myself
shaking
a little sometimes.
But you almost want to look at how snooker players do it.
Right.
They step into it and they kind of go like this. You don't have to go as wide as they do, but you do want some separation so you're stable. Okay. So the first 2 days were devoted to stroke drills and working on proper fundamentals. Pre-shot routines, keeping the head down, proper stance, and good follow-through. So we're going to open up your stroke movement. We're going to bring it back even more. And then go forward. So back more. By day 2, all three players had performed several hundred stroke drills. Their fundamentals were looking much better. So you want to get a lot of rotation on the cue ball. Okay. What happens is I think you're hitting not low enough and you're not getting the rotation. So we're just going to lighten it up just a little.
This is in the first week for me on working with Tor. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. He's made the table a little easier to get around, or a lot easier to get around. He's made it fun. I can't wait to get out here in the morning to start doing the drills because I can see myself improving. I can see me getting to where I always wanted to be. And it's been such a short time, and I've been chasing the stream for a very long time. At the end of 6 days, I was so excited and tell my wife how much my game has changed, and I don't even recognize my game. I know that I can get to my goals with this, and I would tell anybody if they ever think about doing this, keep your name on the list now because it will make you a better pool player.
Next, we worked on ball pocketing drills, pocketing balls and hitting targets with the cue ball. Okay, so 2 ball. That'll be your target. Okay. During this drill, I wanted to emphasize how important it is that they didn't need to power shots anymore. As long as they could stroke through the cue ball, they could actually hit the cue ball softer and still get the same results.
I'm Tony. It's end of week 1. At the beginning, it was rough at the beginning. I've changed so many things last week. I've changed my bridge length. I've changed my bridge to an extent. I've changed my pivot hand, how I hold the cue. You name it, I've changed it this week. a lot on trouble shots, and I can recognize what my trouble shots are now, and I know how to work through them. It's been great. I mean, my game is completely different than what it was, and it's going to continue to get different. Honestly, I cannot wait for this last week.
That's good enough.
Put it where you want.
Wow. The next 2 days we worked on half-table pattern play. To properly learn how to play a position, half-table pattern play is essential. The cue ball can't cross the halfway point of the table, and you can't use left or right English. Since you have less room to move around, your angles and speed control have to be right on. There's no room for error, and you can't use English to get back in line if you don't get the correct angle. And this is just going to be center high.
Okay.
And you're just going to roll it in. And it's during half-table pattern play that players learn the fundamentals of reading patterns and moving the cue ball correctly. Yeah, that speed right there is what you want.
Okay.
To see how you hit the rail first,
Right.
and it's still winning. If you try and firm it
Yeah.
with center, then it might draw up.
We stop.
Yeah, we just want to stop the cue ball,
Okay.
and we want to use that soft stroke.
All right.
There you go. So your goal is to end up.
And just with high, no left or right.
Yeah, there's no, can't use English half
Right.
table, so you're just gonna be coming up right about there. That was pretty good, Butch. Now this is the same shot as before. You're just gonna roll the cue ball. Nice and easy. By the next day, Tony had beaten the Ghost at 5-ball half-table pattern play. Justin and Butch were still working on 3 and 4-ball pattern plays. That was good. Yeah, this came off a little flat. We'll give him all in there. We want to see the little spinning thing spinning. That was just a little flat. Oh, there they were spinning. Yeah, this is just probably just hair below center, but not much. So yeah. Stop shot, roll forward.
Go ahead, Justin. So we ball again that one.
That's all right. That was a good out. What's your score?
1-0.
And by day 5, I started all 3 players on full table pattern play. They were also joined by their friend Alex, who wanted to improve his pool game. And usually when participants begin full table pattern play, the problem shots begin to show themselves. And within 2 to 3 patterns, we discovered several problem shots that they all had to work on. And many of the problem shots had to do with opening up their stroke to move the cue ball several feet.
Wow.
So before we can continue with any more pattern play, we have to remove these problem shots, or they will prevent the players from continuing with pattern play. So on day 6, we spent the entire day working on problem shots. And by the end of the day, we had made some pretty good progress. But there will be plenty of problem shots coming up as we continue with pattern play on day 7.
But 1 week, week 1 is over, and I haven't solved a lot of problems. I've solved a few, but I've come up with a lot of problem shots I've got. I have already pretty much burned in a new stance that Tor suggested, and it feels really, really good. It took about 3 days for that to feel right. I have a brand new backhand grip, and still kind of going back and forth. I'll notice I'll get down on a shot, get a little bit rushed or in a panic situation, and I want to go back to my original grip, but that's coming along pretty good too. I'm seeing the same shots, the same type of cuts. You know, they pop up over and over in the same patterns, which makes it really important that you become really proficient at them. And I'm not there yet, but that's what the next week's about, and that's what the months are about afterwards. So, gonna continue to work on things. You know, try not to focus too much on my fundamentals, because you know, when I get down on a shot, I just want to be concentrating on making the shot. But you know, I do have to continue to work on the stance, work on the grip, and really focus and keep my head down. I noticed that I pop up quite a bit, which is a pretty common problem with a lot of people. But this has been easily the single best experience I've had in pool. And I attended some big events, and those have been really cool, but this is what's gonna make me a better player. You know, the other things were just kind of being there and being in the moment. This is gonna make me a better player.
Take it all.
One take.
In 14 days.